So I switched some of my habits, and it actually did change my mental health to a very good degree. So what exactly did I do? I did 3 things. I deleted the YouTube Studio app. I started playing more retro gaming, and I am listening more to Audible. And if you watched my last few videos, you probably know in which direction I'm going now. So let's break it up a little bit. So from the perspective of a YouTube creator, having the YouTube app on your phone is a terrible thing. It is a two-sided sword. On one hand, you get a lot of statistics and numbers that kind of help you to kind of understand what your channel is doing, how it works, how videos perform. You can reply to comments, so staying in contact with all of your subscribers. But on the other hand, it puts you in this mental loop to kind of perform well, to think about the numbers. And if your video doesn't perform, you feel terrible that, your video isn't good enough, and then you kind of think you are not good enough because you didn't do great videos, and it's actually really bad for your mental health, or at least that's what I noticed. And before going into what the benefits, let's talk a little bit about now retro gaming. And with retro gaming, it's actually a little bit different in terms of it's not about me as a creator, but me as a consumer of social media. I already tried to kind of avoid Instagram as much as possible, but I noticed that I still was always kind of looking at my Instagram feed and was doom scrolling. I tried to only use it to reply to DMs, but every time I went in there to reply to DM, I looked through Instagram. And that obviously isn't great because I'm wasting totally time. Hence the reason why it's called doom scrolling. But also I was filling my brain with stupid stuff that is either only AI slop or is just stupid, basically. And continuing with social media, YouTube obviously not only something where I enjoy creating my videos, but also I consume a lot. I obviously consume a lot of camera gear videos, which unfortunately feeds my gear acquisition syndrome, or I watch stuff like Moist Critical, who I basically utilize together with other commentary channels to kind of see what's going on YouTube and what kind of terrible creators there are. Unfortunately, that also feeds my negativity, just seeing that stupid people are being made famous and are allowed to do these really terrible things. But with that in mind, YouTube isn't only entertainment, but it feeds gas and some negativity by seeing those negative creators. So then I kind of implemented Audible more. I mean, I had a subscription, but sometimes I kind of forget about Audible and keep watching YouTube instead of kind of remembering, oh, I have this cool audiobook. Why don't I continue listening to that a little bit more? And that's why I kind of implemented Audible again into my daily life. So these 3 things, deleting the YouTube Studio app, having a retro gaming device, plus listening more to Audible, meant I was kind of disconnecting from social media, from the numbers game, and I do notice something happening in my brain. I feel so much more relaxed in terms of YouTube creation. Yes, I said yesterday that I'm really sorry about me not being able to kind of reply to your comments, which is a 2-factor thing. On one hand, I'm currently busy with a project, but because I don't have the YouTube app anymore, I cannot utilize those minutes in between to quickly reply to one of your comments, which was really easy with the YouTube app. But now that I don't have that YouTube app anymore, I am not able to comment as fast, but I do notice that not looking at view counts, subscriber counts, really is good for my mental health. Then not doom scrolling on Instagram is also so beneficial for me. Okay, maybe beneficial is the wrong word, but healthy. Just not doom scrolling is so good for my brain, for my mental capacity, and I really enjoy not being on Instagram that much. And especially having something else like retro gaming. Now I'm playing Chrono Trigger. It is so good to kind of get away from all of those notifications, not only from work, but also those notifications from social media. Don't get me wrong, I like to kind of communicate with all of you via DMs or comments, but it is another piece that kind of grabs onto my attention, onto my brain capacity, and not having notifications whilst gaming and being able to kind of focus on one thing is so beneficial, and it helps me, and I really can feel that my mental load is relieved. And then also listening to an audiobook is also much more enjoyable than listening to news or whatever is going on YouTube. And that is something that I really enjoy. And yeah, to kind of summarize this whole thing, for me, being able to take off some of those mental loads, those mental things that kind of grab my attention, that want my attention, is so helpful and makes my life so much easier and not as cluttered in a way. And I also noticed this when I was at the gym with my wife. We were on this ellipse trainer and we were just, I'm not sure if you call it running if you are on that ellipse trainer, but we were on that for 25 minutes and I didn't have music on, and it was, usually I would kind of get bored or think like, oh, I need to do something. But that was the first time where I thought I didn't need music, I didn't need an audiobook, I didn't need to scroll Instagram or the YouTube Studio app. And that's where I noticed, okay, my brain is actually shifting right now since getting rid of the YouTube Studio app, not being on Instagram. I feel so much better, and this thought of, okay, you just replaced one screen with another is not really true, because I'm replacing it with a screen that gets me away from those notifications. Okay, you switch YouTube for Audible. Yes, but it gets me away from stuff that is unnecessary, that potentially is also weighing me down. Again, with YouTube, I love YouTube, but it feeds gear acquisition syndrome. It feeds my need to buy something new. And replacing one thing with the other can be bad, but in this case, it's actually good. And that is why I'm having so much fun to recommend retro gaming devices, having fun to recommend audiobooks, or kind of advising or recommending to find something that re-energizes you, no matter how stupid, in air quotes, from the perspective of society it may be. I got so many comments about retro gaming, why someone who's over 40 is still playing games. And I'm just saying it is so much better. You waste time on your phones. Many people waste time on their phones for 30 minutes. Did you learn anything? No. Did you do anything productive? No. So why is it so bad to play a game? And that is something that I don't understand with some people in society that are kind of scoffing at people who do something that they enjoy just to get their brain free to tackle whatever they need to do from a refreshed perspective. So yeah, long story short, I can highly recommend to get rid of some of the apps and replace some of the things in your life that aren't that beneficial, e.g. social media on your phone. Replace it with something else like retro gaming, or instead of listening to a financial podcast, which probably in this time of economy is good to listen to, but it's probably also stressing you out a little bit, why not listen to Harry Potter on Audible or any other service? I'm not kind of promoting Audible here, but that's what I'm using. So yeah, I can tell you, after doing this for a couple of months, I see a lot of benefits in my brain capacity, and I feel so much lighter, and I can highly recommend it. So yeah, if you're a creator, delete the YouTube Studio app. If you suffer from doom scrolling, consider investing 100 euros for a retro gaming device. If you bog yourself down with podcasts or watching too much YouTube, consider listening to an audiobook. I love Harry Potter. It's a fun, entertaining piece of entertainment. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. Have you ever thought of getting away from social media and the likeness of that? Let me know in the comment section below. And maybe check out the video where I kind of talked about replacing your phone, your camera, and stuff like that. In the video up here, YouTube thinks that you liked the video down here. Don't forget to hype and like, and potentially subscribe to this channel by clicking the button up here. Then we see each other tomorrow. Thank you very much.